Franny Case Time. The Frannises. Chapter 1. Franny's House. The Stein family lived in the pretty pink house with lovely purple shutters down at the Devonshire Street. Everything about the house was bright and cheery. Everything, that is, except the upstairs bedroom with the tiny round window. Behind this window was Franny's room, which was also her laboratory, her math laboratory. Franny wasn't here avant-garde and math scientist. Franny wasn't planning to take over the universe or galaxy or even the world. Franny thought that maybe she should want to take over the world, being a math scientist and everything, but it seemed wrong to her somehow. It was temporary, of course. If she were in charge, she knew she could use her genius to do all sorts of great things that people wouldn't let her do now. Like if she added a pinch of kangaroo DNA to human cars, it wouldn't need cars anymore. And if she made everybody's hot chicken microwave oven, and they would just sit in the table, press a button, and everything could cook all at once. Or she could go ahead with her plan to just squirt the sun cream directly on sun itself, so we wouldn't have to wipe it on ourselves all the time. And if she never decided to take over the world, she knew no one would be able to keep her from doing it. She could have used her Chimperfer to turn everybody into monkeys that she could easily control with a few bananas. Or she could have simply used her central handling leg to make everybody's butts so big that he couldn't get out of their chairs to stop her. And it would have been easy as pie to just turn everybody into a pie, which often made Franny wonder that she was thinking when she invented a machine that could turn people into pie. She supposed it was probably something she had made from her lab assistant, Igor. She was always making things right for him. Igor was a great lab assistant. Of course, he wasn't a pure lab. He was also part poodle, part chihuahua, part beagle, part spaniel, part shepherd, and possibly part of kind of wizard thing that probably wasn't even a dog. Whatever Igor was, he really liked pie, and whatever kind of math scientist Franny was, she wasn't the type that would take all over the world, not by forces. That would be wrong. Chapter 2. Ouchie Couchy. Franny was getting ready for school, and Igor was nowhere to be found. Franny didn't really need Igor to help to get ready, but it was a good idea to keep track of what he up to. She peeked around the corner and saw him watch his favorite show, Mrs. Wizard's Storytime. Igor, she yelled, what do you think you're doing? I know I hate this show, and I think you'll be happier if you hate it too. Franny grabbed the remote and pointed at the TV. Igor flew through the air and grabbed Franny's arms, withering this Franny to keep her from painting the device at the TV. Let's go, she yelled, and she grabbed for control. Franny pressed the button on the remote. A hot red beam shot from the device and blew a huge smoking hole in the couch, and light through the wall behind it. For a moment, the two of them stared silently at the smoldering sofa. Wasn't the TV remote, was it? She asked quietly. Igor shook his head. I shouldn't leave things like this lying around. My couch, Mom yelled as she ran into the room. My favorite couch. That couch went with everything. Do you know how hard it's to find a couch that goes with everything? She looked angry at Franny and Igor. Who did this? Franny's brilliant mind has already affirmed a famous experiment that would prove it was Igor's fault. Igor knew he would probably get blamed for this, and he just closed his eyes and prayed. Franny's mom stood quietly, staring at Franny. Franny began to open her mouth to pin the whole thing on Igor, but when she looked into her mom's eyes, wide honest eyes, she couldn't do it. She knew that what her mom wanted. It's my fault, Mom, she admitted. Thank you for telling the truth, Franny. That's what I want. You still have to figure out a way to replace this cows. But since you told me the truth, I won't punish you. Franny's mom pocketed the blaster from Franny's hand. And let's not leave things like this lying around, okay? Franny nodded. Now then get your stuff and go to school. Franny, chapter 3. Let's get this party started. Mrs. Shelley was Franny's favorite teacher of all time. Franny's earlier teachers hadn't really understood her. It's difficult to learn from somebody that learns screaming from the classroom every time you walk in. But Mrs. Shelley was almost never afraid of Franny, and usually has something interesting to teach. Franny had close attention as Mrs. Shelley began writing that day's lesson on the blackboard. For a moment, Franny was so thrilled that she almost shouted. It looked like Mrs. Shelley was lecturing, along with electricity, near power, and the brain remote. Electric power was one of Franny's favorite subjects. But as Mrs. Shelley finished writing, Franny could see that she had let an electrician, which then compared to electric sounded pretty darn boring. An electrician is when people vote for a person who will respect them and organizing them and internationally lead them. Mrs. Shelley explained, "We'll be electing a person president of the class." Franny picked of the leader. Can this president tell everybody what to do and punish them if they are disorderly? Franny asked. Where she quickly sketched out a few ideas from the dungeon she could build a school from just that purpose. May not be punished, but the president can help discuss some of the rules in the class. And the president is the president that people usually look up to. And suppose that the president does tell people what to do, said Mrs. Shelley. Franny smiled. Maybe this wasn't so boring. So I want you are to decide who wants to be a president in the class, Mrs. Shelley continued. People who want to be elected are called senators. If you want to be a senator for president, you need to tell us why. The class will be sharing this idea all week long. Maybe the best man win. Franny smiled to herself. It's more like may the best friend win. Chapter 4. Some people wouldn't know a good idea if someone cannot down their drones. Franny loved the idea of being president. It was kind of like taking over, but if people voted for you, they were giving you control. You aren't really taking anything. The next day, Franny came to school with some posters on me illustrating the improvements she was going to make. Her ideas were so brilliant that she was sure as soon as kids heard them, they would elect her president on the spot. As Franny was experimenting how wonderful exploring Chuck would be, she began to realize that kids were not electing her on the spot. They aren't as famous, they weren't even smiling, and that one kid who hadn't wet his pants for a long time was crying as if might do it again. Franny was amazed that when Prissy started talking about new playground experiment. Three of the kids cheered, and when Alexander talked about the last homework, 5 of the kids appeared. It was Percy, and Alexander knew exactly what to say to get the group excited. And if Franny was going to win this extension, she knew that she'd have to give to the class what it wanted. This was going to take more than a few brilliant posters. Chapter 5. Pleasing all of the people all of the time, simple enough. Franny started preparing to assemble things to her Christmas light. The girl liked kittens, she said, and the boys seemed to enjoy soccer. Everybody liked candy, she said, and and Eagerland and got 2 big bags of chocolate bars. And I think they really like crowns. They like crowns, don't they? She asked Igor. Igor shrugged his shoulders. Franny began tossing everything into her assembling container. Most mad scientists have one, you know. And puppies and crayons and balloons and cakes, she commanded. Igor handed her one after another. Franny began to grin, and now we assembly combine them, and Earl does last to present it to the class. Franny pressed the button, and the air was filled with the immense number of a mirror of kitten murmurs frosting with crown of summers. The end.